Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Coffee here, and today we're back with another Whip and Chat. Whip stands for work in progress. So get out whatever it is for you. Work along with me as I tell you some stories from the coffee house shenanigans. Now, I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We all know it was madness here in the coffee house. That's what you come here. You come here for the madness. So buckle up. We're going to go on a little ride of what has been going on with the folks over at the coffee house. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this. So far today, I haven't done much of anything. I had some IRL stuff to do, like pay bills and stuff, but that's not freaking fun. Adulting is really ghetto, and I don't appreciate it. I didn't ask for this, but yet still, I still have to do it. So I will be using the glue dots from Oh Snap Crafters Cafe. And I'm also using some purple wax from April Harris. It's actually not wax. It's like putty or something. But yeah, the release papers, of course, come from Crafts with Crashly. And the canvas comes from Mooney Maid. So this is Hang In There from Mooney Maid. I unboxed this kit last week. And if you missed that unboxing, I will have it located up in the eye of the video so that you can go back and take a look at that whenever you're done watching this. So yeah, so there's that. So we had some good things happen this weekend. One, I hit 6 million views. Now, what does that mean? It don't really mean nothing, but it just means that my videos have been watched quite a few times, and for that, I can't thank you enough. So I so much appreciate all the love and support you guys have given me and my family here over on YouTube for the last freaking almost 5 years. Can y'all believe it's going to be 5 years in September? So if I remember correctly, I started September 12th, which is Maggie's birthday, which is the only reason why I remember it. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary on YouTube. This is freaking amazing. We got to do something. We got to do something big. We got to do something big. I don't know what it is yet, but we got to do something big. So yeah, like maybe it's like some giveaways or something, like get some of these DACs out. But we'll figure that out as we go. I did talk to Rachel this morning, though. Rachel is currently, like, as I'm recording this, Rachel is streaming over on Twitch. And I went in her stream for a little bit to see what she was up to. I like to go check on her because we don't get to talk off screen a whole lot anymore. So I like to go check on her every once in a while just to make sure she's doing okay and stuff. And she's doing all right. She's doing all right. But I wanted to ask her if she would do something for me. So over on Twitch on Saturdays, I usually have some guest come up and talk to you guys, and you guys can ask them questions and, you know, all that fun stuff. Well, I was like, okay, now that I'm diamond painting over on YouTube or on Twitch, I should probably find a diamond painter to come up and chit chat with me. Rachel said she's going to come up with me, y'all. So this Saturday, Rachel, Ray, and I are going to be diamond painting on Twitch. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Rachel and I have never done a collaboration before. When we did the one with Cheryl Burke. And then I think we did the one when we were doing the Pride diamond painting for June last year. And so other than that, we've never really, well, it wasn't even last year. I think that was a year or two ago. But we've never done a collab before. And so I was like, I already have people that come up on Saturdays. Don't mind Daisy. She's barking at folks outside. Sorry if that... Oh, hang on a second. All right, sorry about that. Daisy, I feel like she's getting more ornery the older she gets. I don't know what she has against my neighbors, but she does not like them. These people have never even so much as, like, looked at her, and she, like, every time they come outside, she, like, freaks out. But she doesn't do it to everybody, because she doesn't do it to, like, our maintenance man and stuff. But to these people next door, she hates these people. And I don't know why. I don't know what they've done to her. But either way, she's good now. Sorry if the whistling called your pet. I never really think about these things when I'm recording, and then I'm just like trying to just call my dog to get them to calm down. So now she's coming over here to the window, so she should be all right. Anyways, so yes, so I will be guest starring on Saturday with the one and only Rachel Ray. Let's go. So if you join us over on Twitch, you'll be joining us on Saturday with a little bit of a streamio with Rachel. Yay, I'm so excited. Because again, we've only ever done like maybe 1 or 2 collabs on Instagram, but never anything like on YouTube. YouTube doesn't work the best when it comes to people streaming together. You have to use like a third party like streaming service thing to get it to work. So we never were able to do it. Plus, her internet just does not like YouTube, which is completely understandable because mine's half the time doesn't like YouTube. So, yeah. Also, I was contacted last week by a nice lady that asked me to try to get my life together and get the camera to stop shaking. So, I typically record from my phone. And because of this, and where my lazy arm sits, it shakes the camera a little bit. So I'm hoping that this new little setup that we have conjured up works a little bit better for shaking, because I don't want to mess up. And don't worry, she wasn't rude or anything to me. And she didn't say, like, get my life together. She just asked, could I take a look at the fact that the camera was shaking so much. And so we switched some things around on my desk, and hopefully the shaking has been put under control now, so it's not so shaky. Plus, I think I have an anti-shake thing on my camera, and I've never thought to turn it on because, you know, not the brightest crown in the box, not the sharpest tool in the shed. All right. So today, we have a parent-teacher conference for Orion. I had Maggie's parent-teacher conference last week. Maggie is doing amazing at school, which is great because she's not doing amazing at home, but she's doing amazing at school. Her teacher loves her. The class loves her. She has a lot of friends at school. And I'm like, that's great because Maggie is very much a social butterfly. Now, somebody asked, how did me and Mr. Coffee make a social butterfly? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It drives me nuts though. Because she is very sociable and she does love talking and being around people, which I guess she kind of gets that from me because I'm okay. And tell me if you're this way. I'm okay with people online. I can talk to you guys all freaking day. But the moment it's IRL, I'm like, my social battery can't handle this. And I think it's just because online, you can take a step and walk away and come back and respond to whatever messages or whatever whenever you have time. Whereas on the IRL, it's right there in your face. You can't just get up and walk away or take a few minutes to yourself or think about something for super long. So I'm like, I don't know how we made a social butterfly, but we did. And she very much, like, we're dying right now. Like, we're dying because of these temperatures. Currently right now, it's 7 degrees. It was 5 degrees when we woke up 3 hours ago. It's 7 degrees. It's frigid outside. Like, there's no spring here. Spring sprung right back into winter. So she's not able to go outside and burn off the energy like she normally would be or play with the little kids outside or anything. So she's stuck in here and she's driving everybody nuts. And we love her, but oh my God. And I figured it out because I was sitting here feeling like a bad parent because I felt like I needed to spend every waking moment that I wasn't streaming or recording, hanging out with her. And then I realized what the issue was. This time last year, they were able to go outside. Like, it wasn't this bad last year, like winter-wise. We did get that blizzard in April last year, but it wasn't this bad last year. Like, it wasn't this cold. And this year, it just seems to be a lot more frigid. And I'm like, what is happening with this weather system? Like, it is really, really bad. So we're in what I like to call our blizzard season, where we will just get random snow out of nowhere. Like last night, we haven't had snow in like 2 weeks. And then last night, it had enough snow just to be freaking annoying. And I'm like, was that necessary? Like, is that something you had to do, Mother Nature? Like, you couldn't just let us be. Like, we don't have enough crap going on. Now, take it. I do live in the 3rd coldest place in the U.S. Literally. You can look it up. I live in the 3rd coldest place in the U.S. So we're bound to have cold temperatures. But does it have to be 8 months out of the year? Good God, give us a break over here. Like, it's freezing. And then somebody was like, yeah, what are you doing for spring break? Spring break. One, my children had spring break like 2 weeks ago, and they just sat in the house staring at all the snow because it snowed during their spring break. But we are planning a trip out to go see Minna. So you guys already know that we have plans to go see Minna. So I will probably more than likely before June. I don't know exactly when just yet, and of course I will announce it whenever I do it. I'll try to announce it on a Friday night live, and then like maybe we can do it on a Monday morning where I'll do a D-stash just to help us save up a few bucks to get ready to go on this trip. And I purposely sometimes will save kits back that I know I won't work on for a D-stash for moments like this. Because I'd very much rather you guys, if you're going to like do like monetary donations and stuff for me, for whatever, I'd very much like for you guys to get something back in return. And so I figured D-stashes is the best way to do that, because then maybe you can find your unicorn kit in my stash, because the stash is growing again, and I'm like, okay, I don't like it. I've been keeping it under a certain amount, and I'm about 12 kits over that amount, and I'm feeling uncomfortable. I also need to go get packing paper. So yeah, so there's that. Why is that in the middle of the canvas? Get over here. Anyways, so yeah, so Maggie's doing great at school. Her teacher absolutely loves her, which is great. She's not having any social issues or anything like that at school. Her grades are coming up, which is wonderful. We love to hear it. So today we get to go find out what's going on with Orion at school, how he's doing. This is my first parent-teacher conference at his school since he started. Now, they did have other parent-teacher conferences, but the way they set things up, last year they had it where you just essentially would just show up at the school between 4 and 7 and then just stand around and wait to talk to the teachers. And around the time they did it, I had the Rona, and I wasn't about to go stand in the middle of the school. Though they don't believe it exists, I still care about their children obviously more than they do, to not go to the school and infect everybody with the Rona. So I didn't get to go last year. So this year, I'm making it a point to go. So today after school, I'm going to take the kids over to Dairy Queen for lunch, get them something to eat, and then by the time we're done eating, we will be able to go back over to Orion's school to go ahead and we'll be able to go back over to Orion's school to go talk to his teachers to see how he's doing. Orion himself, he's hit puberty. It's hitting him like a ton of bricks. And when I say that, I mean the acne, the voice changes, the getting like tall. I can tell he's getting taller, the eating a lot more. It's hitting this poor kid like a ton of bricks, and it's hitting my emotions really hard because this is the first time I've had to deal with a teenager. Remember, my oldest is a teenager, so if you haven't been here for a while, I technically have, well, not even technically, I have 4 kids, or 4, shit. No, I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids. So their initials spell out mom. So there's Minna, Orion, and Maggie. Minna is my oldest. That's the one that lives in PA with her dad. And Minna is about to turn 17. Can you freaking believe my oldest is going to be 17? I can't believe my oldest is going to be 17. Where does this? I don't know how parents do this. Like, I am not mentally prepared for my child to be a whole ass adult. Like, I wonder what my parents think. And then I'm like, what did they think when, like, their last child left the house? Because, like, my parents had a ton of kids, so it took us forever to get out of their house. My baby sister, I believe, being the last one to leave. I say I believe because I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I left before she did, and I'm the second to last to leave. And I'm just like, wow. Also, if you can't tell, yeah, I got my mojo back. We in there. Finishing the Crown Prince of Crime, which was a kit that I've never done this before. I put it away and then brought it back out. I've never done that and then completed the kit before, and I think doing that has restored my mojo and my confidence in my diamond painting and stuff. So yeah, that's why you see me like really zipping through this. I think my mojo's back, and I'm pretty happy to have it back. So yay. So yeah. But Minna is getting ready to turn 17. So Minna, of course, stays with her grandmother and her dad in PA. And we're going to be going to visit them this summer. But I haven't really had to deal with Minna as a teenager. The last time I seen Minna was 15. So technically, no, Minna was 14 maybe. But I haven't dealt with her like enough, minus like phone calls here and there. I haven't really dealt with a teenager like living in the house. And so Orion will be the first one. And Orion's typically a very chill, monotone child. He doesn't do a lot to get himself in trouble. He very much doesn't like to be in trouble. He's super goofy. When he is out of his room, he likes like messing with his sister like a normal kid. But nowadays something has changed. And Orion's gone from my sweet little baby boy that just loved being goofy and doing weird things and whatever, to being this very, like, I'm not even going to say angry, because he's not angry. He's annoyed. He's annoyed at life. Like, everything about life annoys the living piss out of him. And I'm like, what do you have to be annoyed about? Like, you literally have everything you've ever asked for. You have a gaming computer, you have a gaming chair, except for that mini, I know somebody's going to say it, except for the mini fridge. He's not getting a mini fridge. But he pretty much has almost everything he's ever asked for, because he doesn't typically ask for a whole lot of anything. And so I can't ponder what he could be so agitated about. And then I realized, like, this morning, he's just agitated at life. Like, it's been quite a few years since I've been a teenager, obviously. And I did not like my parents, but I feel like I had a good reason to not like my parents. Orion is nowhere near like what I endured during my childhood. So I'm like, you know, I had a good reason to not like my parents growing up. Whereas his parents, we don't really do anything. Like, and maybe that's what he's mad about. Maybe we should do more with him as a child. Like, maybe we should be doing more. But, like, by the time I'm done doing everything I have to do and Mr. Coffee's done, we're both so tired. And we try to do things with the kids. The problem is now, where he used to like to do things with us, he's starting to not want to anymore. And it's sad because he used to love playing Uno with Maggie and I after school. He used to love, like, sitting and watching Markiplier videos with us. And now if you ask him, it's like, no, I don't want to. And he'll go up to his room, and then he's there all day. And then I'm like, don't you get bored up here by yourself? And he's like, no. And then, like, you ask him to do something, and he gets mad at you and gives you this look. And it's like, what happened? Like, it's only, like, in the last month, I've noticed a noticeable difference in Orion's attitude towards everything. If I ask him to feed the dogs, which is his only chore minus cleaning his room, he gets attitude because he doesn't want to feed the dogs. And if they're my dogs, why aren't I feeding them? And I'm like, one, who you think you talking to like that? Two, I'm not the one or the two, so don't play with me. Why are you giving me attitude about doing your chores all of a sudden? And this wasn't a problem before. Like, before I'd go, Orion, feed the dogs. And he'd be like, oh, okay. And then he'd go over and feed the dogs. He'd gruff her for a few minutes, and then he'd go on about his life. Nowadays, it seems like he gets severely irritated at the fact that I'm even talking to him. And it's like, why? What am I doing that's irritating the piss out of you? So Mr. Coffee and I have decided that tonight we're going to sit down with him and talk to him and see if he's okay. I did sign him up for something that he was kind of excited about. They have a mental health study group at his school. And essentially they get together and they talk about social, emotional. Sorry, I have this little tickle in my throat. I've had it for over 2 weeks. Don't worry, I'm fine. I don't need the tussin. Leave me alone. Anyways, but he got signed up for this social, emotional thing at school that's going to help him navigate his emotions. Orion has severe, like, emotional detachment disorder. And so I'm hoping that this helps him out a little bit with this, because I don't want him to go through life like Mr. Coffee. Mr. Coffee has that same condition, and it's a real thing. Social, or not social, it's emotional detachment disorder, meaning they can detach all emotion from everything that they do. And I don't want my son to be emotionless. Now, that's not to say that Mr. Coffee is emotionless. He very much is not. Let something happen to these kids or myself, and you will definitely see emotion. But, like, when him and I argue, where most people, when you're arguing, you're getting upset, you're getting angry, you're frustrated, so you're noticeably mad. Mr. Coffee has a very monotone look to him whenever something like that is happening. So usually it's just me being mad because why are you so calm and I'm hyped up? It's not fair. And so I get even madder at the fact that he's chill and I'm not. But with Orion, I've noticed that he had that, like, while Maggie was dealing with seizures and stuff and we were focused on Maggie, Orion's been dealing with this, like, emotional detachment. And I noticed it right around the same time that Maggie started suffering from the seizures. And so, like, I may always make sure to ask him if he's okay, if he needs anything, does he want to do anything? And he always tells me that he's fine, which, you know, is to be expected. But now that he's beginning to be a teenager, I'm like, I don't want him to essentially walk around like that. Like, I don't want him to be upset or angry or feel like he doesn't have anybody to talk to or whatever, because his father and I are always here in the house to talk to him. And so essentially tonight when we talk to him, we're just going to let him know, you know, we're here if you need to talk, dude. If you're upset about something, vocalize it. Let us know that you're upset. You know, mommy has no problems telling y'all when she's upset about something. And I don't feel that you should have to censor yourself to tell me that, or to not tell me that you're not upset about something. So, hang on, I gotta sneeze. So yeah, so he, thank you, by the way. So we're going to sit him down and just have a talk with him tonight to see if we can maybe possibly help him out with, you know, whatever he has going on in his head. And then little Maggie Pie is doing great. Minus she's going stir crazy. She's getting cabin fever really bad. And there's nothing really I can do about it. It's too cold for her outside. Half the time it's too cold for her in the house. Anything below 75 and she's literally freezing. So like we keep her pretty bundled up in the house. And she just wants to go outside and play. Like, she wants to go outside. She wants to go make new friends for the summer. And I think that's one of the things that Maggie really looks forward to is during the summer, we get a lot of new residents around here because people move so often. And so there's lots of opportunities for her to make friends. And so she's super excited at what friends is she going to make and what games are they going to play and can they get sidewalk chalk, because sidewalk chalk is something I have to buy every year because I swear they eat it instead of drawing on the sidewalk with it. But she's super excited to see what new friends she'll make this year. Unfortunately, those little kids from up the street from last year that were giving us so much gruff are still here. And I don't know why, because they were supposed to have been moving like a while ago and they're still here. I'm hoping that this summer that they'll move, or at least just be pretty much non-existent, because I don't really want to have to deal with them for another year. If y'all remember last year, we had all these issues with the little girl being mean to Maggie, and Maggie essentially dishing it back to her, but the little girl would go cry to her mom and then lie on Maggie. It was a whole ordeal. And they're still here. They weren't supposed to be, but they are, and I'm like I said, I'm really hoping that they do move away. Our 3-month lease thing is coming up here soon, and we're renewing. We already know that we're renewing. We have no intentions on moving anytime soon, especially seeing as how our move-in anniversary is June 1st, and we're going to be leaving the state on June 1st. So yeah, no, we're not moving anywhere. So we're renewing. The thing is, I need to contact them, and I need to see if this is even possible, because right now our townhouse is going for what this new company is renting it out for is $200 less than what we're paying. So if they don't offer us the $200 less, we're gonna ask them, can we get the new move-in price? Like, we'll obviously we have to sign a new lease anyways. So like, can we get it at the rate that you're selling it or that you're renting it for? Because paying an extra $200 is ridiculous. Like, if they would have switched it to just an extra, like when our rent went up about a year ago, and it went up by $400. Has anybody else seen these crazy increases in your rent? Our rent went up by $400, and it's been crippling us ever since. It's super hard to pay the rent as it is with the cost of everything going up and inflation and blah, 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 blah. But your rent going up, could you imagine paying what you pay now for rent and then one day getting a notice that in 3 months you're going to have to start paying an extra $400 in rent? Because that's what happened to us. Like, they gave us a lease on our door and said that we had 30 days to sign the new lease. Or no, yeah. We had 30 days to sign the new lease at the new rate, or they were going to charge us the undiscounted. And this was the discounted rate. That's as they said to us. This was the discounted rate. Without the discount, it was an extra $600 that the rent would have went up. And I'm like, y'all really out here trying to make people homeless. Like, that's what y'all really out here trying to do. And so we signed the lease, but we've been struggling ever since because of the amount that we have to pay every month. And losing that $400 is another reason why we traded in both vehicles for one vehicle, because one, there's no point in having two when Mr. Coffee has a company car, and now he doesn't have to worry about it getting taken away for anything because he now is a company man, so he has to have a truck. So it really didn't make any sense to make all these car payments and repair bills and everything else for two vehicles when only one of them was getting driven. So yeah. So we've been, finding ways to make things work and cutting back on some of the things that we do and whatever, and try to be a little bit better at saving money. That part still sucks, but the rest of it we've been improving greatly on. We obviously have been able to do what we are supposed to do. It's just a little bit harder, and so like I'm really hoping that we are able to talk them into letting our rent go down for another $200 because yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. So yeah, so there's that. So Orion's doing well, minus he's going through puberty. Maggie's doing well, minus the fact that she has cabin fever. Mr. Coffee is still loving his promotion, which is great. I love the fact that he comes home now, like, it can be anywhere between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. Like, he's been home between those times, like, since he started the new promotion, which has been great because now we don't have to worry about money. We know exactly what his paycheck is going to be every week. We don't have to worry about, like, money or anything like that because we know what's coming in every week and we know what we have to spend it on and how to spend it and everything else. So there's that. I've been focusing a lot of my time over on Twitch lately. Not that I've abandoned YouTube or anything. I kind of cut back on YouTube a while ago anyways because I've pretty much, like I said, I've done everything. There's not really a whole lot that I can do over here now besides just diamond paint and chit chat with you. But I have been focusing on Twitch because I just hit my button. So what does that mean? That means I hit my button to become verified over on Twitch. This verification comes with a couple of little perks for me and for my viewers, meaning like new emotes and stuff. Like you guys get more emotes and stuff over there. But this is something that I've been working really, really hard to obtain. And I am super, like, no matter what their decision is, I'm super proud of the fact that I have the support of so many amazing people that were willing to come over and give Twitch a shot, even though they knew nothing about Twitch. Or even for the folks that are over here that still are a little weary about Twitch or just are not interested at all, and you enjoy watching the replays. I had someone on Friday mention about the replays that I put up over here, and again, I have to apologize. I am so sorry. I kept forgetting to put the replays up over here. I have 6 of them. 6 of them. And I keep forgetting to put them up here. Now, for those folks who do watch those replays, do you like the art and the diamond painting replays? Or do you just want the diamond painting replays? Because we do art 2 days a week and then, or technically 2.5 days a week. And then we do diamond painting 2.5 days a week. So did you just want the diamond painting replays? Or do you care about the art replays? I'm just asking so I know which videos to bring, to export over here from Twitch. So that you guys can have those to watch, because those videos are obviously going to be a lot longer. Look, we got a little section done. Those videos are obviously going to be a lot longer than my YouTube lives, and it's just because of the stable, their platform is a little bit more stable for my internet. And I don't know what it is about YouTube in lately. It's been super like sketchy where I've been using data when I go live now. Because my Wi-Fi, though I have really good internet, my Wi-Fi has been absolute trash over here on YouTube. So, like, I have to use data on my live streams because my regular internet just can't handle it. So, yeah. Look, we got a little section done. How cute is that? So, I'm working on this kit over here. And then over on Twitch, I'll be working on the gumball kit from DAC, and a lot of folks don't know what that kit is or are asking about that kit. That's one of the most sought after kits on my channel, at least, that I get asked about the most. People wanting to know if they can buy it, how can they get one, that kind of thing. And that kit is sold out. It's been sold out for years, but some people still have it in their stashes. So you'll randomly see it and people will ask them, how do I get that kit? And it's like, this kit's been out forever. We're just now getting to it. I've been wanting to work on that kit for a while. But then I decided after talking with the folks over on Twitch, because I have a lot of new folks on Twitch that are new to diamond painting or are learning about the craft. And so, like, I decided that I wanted to start doing 2 separate canvases on the different platforms. So you guys will get to see like canvases like what I'm working on now. You'll still see DACs, like me working on DACs and stuff, but I want to try working on some other companies over here and then working on DACs over there. And like I said, you'll still see DACs. It's just I want to focus on like the reviews and stuff are important to you guys because that helps you make decisions on buying diamond painting kits. So with Diamond Art Club, we already know they are great. They have their issues every once in a while, but, you know, it's not anything like super like massive. If it was, of course, I would, you know, say something or do something, but usually it's like they had static Geddon a few months ago where their canvases all had horrible static. They knew about it. They were working on it. There's nothing much more I can say about it. Like that's it. Like, as long as they're working on it, that's all we can really hope for. So doing diamond art clubs, it's kind of pointless because we already know what the quality's like. Problem is, all I ever want to work on is diamond art clubs. We all have our favorite company. And so when you have a company that you really like, that's the canvases that you want to work on. So my favorite, of course, is Diamond Art Club, so that's what I like to work on. But I would like to try to give some of these other companies a chance and at least try them out. So that's what we're going to try to do. So over here, I will be working on some kits that, you know, like Oraloa. Like I've worked on an Oraloa before. I didn't finish it, though. I sent it out to one of my completers. Again, as I stated in the last video, I have enough completers, but I appreciate anyone who, you know, would like to volunteer. If I do need completers, I will make an announcement. So you don't have to message, because I got like 6 messages last time I said this, and I was just like, I'm good for right now, but I appreciate it. I'll keep you in mind. But just a heads up, my completers have to be somebody that I know, have to be somebody that's been active at least for a year or so on my channel here, and it has to be somebody that is known to others in the community, because I don't want to send my kid out to just a random person. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. I was talking about this over on Twitch yesterday. I had a young lady message me, and she was super excited because she heard me mention completers. And the completers are folks that complete my kits for me. I start them, and then they'll complete them. Unless it's like a DAC or something, and then they'll just complete them. But I had a young lady contact me, and she's like, oh my God, I love your channel. I've been following you for 7 years. Now, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I told you how long I've been on YouTube. It has not been 7 years. So the fact that she said 7 years, and I was like, I haven't been on YouTube for 7 years. And she's like, oh, yeah, you have. I've been watching you for that long. She goes, did you forget how long you've been on YouTube? And I'm like, don't insult my intelligence. No, I have not forgotten how long I've been on YouTube, but I think you have, because I haven't been on YouTube for 7 years. And she's like, well, anyways, I would love to be one of your completers. And she goes, I love hearing the stories about Minna and Ryan fighting over the TV. My teens used to do that all the time. And I'm like, oh yeah, they fight over the TV. Now again, for those folks who have been here for a little bit, you already know, 1, Minna doesn't stay here. Minna does not stay here. 2, my kids each have their own TV in their room, so even if she did stay here, why would she have to fight over a TV? And 2, who's Ryan? Who is Ryan? My son's name is not Ryan. My son's name is Orion, like the star constellation, not like O'Reilly's. His name is very much Orion. But she swore up and down that his name was Ryan, and she's been watching me for 7 years, and his name is Ryan. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I don't know who Ryan is or why he's in my house. Maybe that's who's up in the attic, but that ain't my kid. I don't know who the hell that is. So, yeah. But she was very adamant that she's been watching my channel for 7 years. She loves hearing the stories about the kids and the dogs. And she's like, I love the fact that you have a dog for each kid. And I'm like, oh yeah? And I'm like, okay, so one question I typically ask people to throw them off is, you know, how many kids and dogs do I have? What's the kid to dog ratio over here? And she was like, well, you have Daisy and Killian. And then you have Minna and Ryan. Now, 1, I don't know how she got Minna's name, because I don't say it too often. But somehow she knew Minna existed, which is saying a lot, though. That showed me that she does watch, because I don't say her name often. So she does obviously watch the channel. She just mixed up the kids, because Maggie is the one that stays here, not Minna. So when she said all this, and she was just like, you know, I would love to complete a kit for you. And I'm like, no. And it's not me trying to hurt people's feelings, but you can obviously tell when people have actually watched your channel and have, you know, made a name for themselves versus someone who has watched maybe like a few minutes of a few videos to try to throw you off to make you think that they were watching your channel. Now, what she's talking about is when Minna came to visit last year. And so if I had to guess, she went to an old video, watched a few minutes of it so she can get the name of the kids or something, and then came and tried to ask. And she's like, I've been a lurker on your channel for years. And I'm like, that doesn't make me know you. Where I appreciate you lurking, I don't know who you are. So if you don't talk or comment ever, and then expect me to know who you are, because I should just know all the lurkers on my stream. I'm like, that's not how this works. Not everybody likes to comment. Some people just don't have anything to say, which is why I like to ask a lot of questions, because it's my way of being able to get to know you guys as you guys get to know us. So I was just like, no, I'm sorry. You know, right now I'm not currently looking for anybody to complete a kits. I do appreciate you offering to complete them, but right now I'm actually doing pretty good on people who are completing the kits for me. And she got a little upset about it because whatever reason, I don't care. But it is what it is at this point. So we're going to get this one and do the number 9s over here. So far, the drills on this kit are really nice. The canvas itself is easy to read and super sticky. So we love to see it. What else is going on over here at the coffee house? Yesterday, well, not yesterday, Sunday. Sunday, I took the day off of life. Like yesterday or Sunday, I spent majority of the time in bed. Like Maggie and I played a couple of games of Uno. We were playing Barbies. I did not get attacked, and it was just a relaxing Saturday. Or Sunday. Now Saturday, Mr. Coffee chose violence on my mental health. Where when I say this, it's the incompetent. I don't even know how to say it. He very much just let the kids roam around and do whatever, like wild animals. And then Sunday, when I woke up, like the house was destroyed. And I was just like, what the flip? And so he got up and cleaned up the house and started dishes and did laundry and pulled out dinner and made dinner. And he very much just let me rest all day. And I guess it was his way of resting too, because I have to remember that he does work long hours at work. So when he gets the weekends off, it's a rest period for him too. So I have to be cognizant of that, because this man is working 12 to 15 hour days, and he's working 12 to 15 hour days, and he doesn't technically get a break just because he's off work, because he does have to do stuff around the house, like help me with the kids on Saturdays, because I typically have longer streams. But it's one of those things where I did get upset with him, because I was like, why would you let the house get like this just because I was streaming? Why weren't you watching the kids better? And it wasn't like it was anything major. Like Maggie, as usual, had toys and stuff everywhere. And he had her clean her room, which is why her room was clean. And yeah, so he was just like apologizing and was like, you know, I was just trying to relax myself. And sometimes it takes you a little bit. Like for me, I suffer from bipolar disorder, so it sometimes takes a minute for me to realize, hey, you're going off the deep end here, like, reel it in, like, what are you doing? And so sometimes I act in the moment, and then I have to be quick to apologize because I shouldn't have acted that way. And where I wasn't, like, yelling and, like, flailing around or anything, I wasn't necessarily the nicest to him about it. Like, I was just like, why the flip would you let the house get like this? Like, I think part of it was, I was mad because we had that house tour with the apartment folks, and I cleaned up the house. Like, I spent hours cleaning the house to have him let the kids destroy it in one day. So I was pissed off, and I let the pissed offness out, and then I went back and apologized to him because I didn't mean to be mean to him. I don't understand why he would let the kids do whatever they want while I'm streaming. And so that's when he explained, you know, I was tired. I had a long week at work, and I just wanted to relax myself. So he did. And he wasn't even really relaxing. He was drawing something up for work. And so I was just like, you know, I need to be more cognizant of the fact. And sometimes I think we lose sight of that. We have to be cognizant of the fact that our spouses, especially for those of us who work or have jobs and stuff, and you have kids, you have to be cognizant of the fact that your spouse, though you think that, you know, they have the weekend off, so they're going to sit around and do nothing, they still need time to rest. And I lose that sometimes, and I have to remind myself that he's not a robot, just like I'm not a robot. So he can't just work 15-hour days, 5 days a week, and then come home and then be expected to take over all of my duties as a parent and a housekeeper not housekeeper as in like I'm a maid, but housekeeper as in like I'm the stay-at-home mom. I can't expect him to just do my job when he's off of his job. And so I did apologize, and we sat and talked about it for a little bit, and then he got up and cleaned up the house and everything, and it was really nice to be able to take the break, because I got to spend the entire day playing with Maggie and Orion, and I only popped into like one stream on Twitch, but I had a really good day with the kids, and I had a really good day in general because I got to relax. Now, after 15 hours of streaming, I needed to relax, so that was awesome. Update on the Jeep. So if you were in live on Friday, you would have heard me talking about this Jeep that has been parked up by the dog park. The Jeep is now gone. The Jeep got towed away yesterday morning when I went to go walk the dogs. So the Jeep is no longer up at the top of the at the top where the dog park is. It's now gone. Now there's another vehicle there, and I'm like, why do y'all keep parking here? And I keep thinking that it's people, because a lot of times people will come from other places, like from around our area, because we have the big dog park. And they'll come and bring their dogs, and they won't clean up after them, and they leave a big mess of beer cans and soda cans and food wrappers, and then they just leave because, you know, what do they care? They don't live around here. And so I thought it was just another one of those cars, but nope, it very much is somebody else parking yet another vehicle up there. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you know what? This time I'm minding my crafty business. I ain't saying nothing to no one. I don't know what they did. From what I noticed, they didn't seem to find anything in the vehicle. Not anything that made them like get a move on getting it out of here. So I guess that's a plus, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I am very excited for this weekend because, again, I get to hang out with Rachel Ray, which is something that we don't typically get to do nowadays. Her life has been super busy and chaotic, and my life has been super busy and chaotic, so I'm super excited to hang out with her. So, again, if you would like to join us on Saturday, I'll be streaming 12 hours again. We're doing 9 to 9, and we're going to be doing like a whip parade where we're going to show off your works of progress, and then we're going to show off, like, me and Rachel are going to sit and you guys can ask us questions about streaming or whatever. So it's pretty much going to be like a Q&A with Rachel, Ray, and I, which I'm super excited for because I've never gotten to do anything with Rachel before. And so, yeah, I'm excited for that. Also this weekend, I think we're supposed to watch a movie. Maggie has started getting into watching again, because we used to watch these when she was little, but, you know, she was little, so she didn't sit still. She don't sit still now. Like, Maggie's 10 years old, and you would swear to God she's like 4 for as much as she tries to sit still. And so, we're going to try to watch a movie. She wants to watch Alice in Wonderland, but, like, the Johnny Depp version. Because anything with Johnny Depp in it nowadays, Maggie has to watch because her daddy's in it. And she's like, Daddy's in this video. And I'm like, that's not Daddy. That's Johnny Depp. Who's that? Johnny Depp is an actor. He's amazing. He's sexy. Like, and she's like, but it looks like Daddy. Yeah, I know. I don't know when that started. I think the trial made it more predominant that Mr. Coffee looked like Johnny Depp, because you got to see Johnny Depp and what he looks like without all his makeup and everything else on. And he wasn't all done up like a movie star. He was just a normal person going to court. And apparently that's what Mr. Coffee looks like, a regular person, Johnny Depp, going to court. So, she wants to watch Alice through, I think it's Alice Through the Looking Glass. And I love Alice in Wonderland, so I was like, I'm all about it. So we're going to watch a movie and we're going to veg out. And what we typically like to do on Sundays is we're having bad parent, bad kid days, as we call them. Because the kids, typically we do it on a Saturday, but because of my streams, which is why the streams are going to go, right now they're 12 hours, but they'll go back to being 6 hours here in a little bit. But they're going to be going 6-hour streams one weekend, 12 hours the next, and stuff like that. But I might just go back to 6. I don't know. I'm still working on that. But what we used to do is we used to do it on Saturdays, but now we do it on Sundays until like 9 o'clock, where we get food and snacks. We sit in the living room and we just do something together, whether it's watch a video from YouTube, which is typically watch a video from YouTube. Like, we just spend the day binge watching Markiplier. Whether it's watching video from YouTube and stuff like that, with the busy, chaotic weekend, it's a way for us to be able to spend time with the kids and as a family doing things. So I'm excited about that. We didn't get to do it this Sunday because I streamed for 15 hours. I was in bed most of the day just chilling. I wasn't even asleep. I was just chilling, just laying in bed. Sometimes you just want to lay in bed, you know? So I laid in bed, and this weekend coming up, we're going to do 12-hour stream, and afterwards I will probably watch the first, because I think there's 2 Alice in Wonderlands, if I remember correctly. We're going to watch the first one. If it's not the first one, then we're going to watch the old school cartoon one. Sorry, there's dog fur in my multiplacer now. We're going to try to watch the old school cartoon one, and then we're going to watch the one with Johnny Depp in it. And Maggie's favorite thing right now are the Jabberwockies. I don't know why. It's Maggie. So yeah, so we're going to watch movies with the kids and get snacks and veg out all day and do absolutely freaking nothing. The kids, I think they have off school again here soon. And I can't wait because they technically only have 39 more days of school this year. You heard right. 39 more days until summer. I am never been so freaking excited for these kids to not have to go to school in my entire life. I already hate leaving the house every day, but now that summer's getting ready to get here, I'm getting super pumped for the summer because we're gonna go see Minna. Now, when we get back from seeing Minna, Mr. Coffee, of course, will be back on his grind with work, and I'll be back on my grind with Twitch. But we're still going to make time to, like, take the kids to the pool and try to do some more outdoor adventures. We take our yearly trip to the Badlands to see if there's anything new or fun that we can find. I think we're going to go to the South End next time, though. We typically start at the North End, I think. And then we, like, sometime later on in the year, go to the South End. But there's a couple of other, like, outdoorsy spots here in North Dakota that we want to take the kids to go explore. And we're very much an outside, like, do things outside family. The problem is we live in a place where doing that is not always an option. So we have to do it while we can, which is usually typically during the summer on the weekends when Mr. Coffee is home, because I'm not taking my children by myself into the wilderness, okay? Like, that just screams, like, child abduction. That screams, like, child getting lost in the woods. Like, could you imagine Maggie being lost in the woods? Like, look, listen. The way you would see every, like, forest animal running out of those woods as she's sitting there getting upset because, oh, well, this stick doesn't have twigs on it like that stick does. And she would just lose her mind. So, yeah, like, I'm super excited for what we're going to be doing for the summer. Because we never really super, like, plan out anything. And like I said, we have already started planning our trip to go see Minna. So our hotel room is booked. And now I just have to find a dog boarder because we got to board the dogs. And the boarder that I took and used last time, I'm not sure if she's still in business because I haven't boarded the dogs in like 4 years. So I'm not sure if she's still in business, but we got to check to see if she is. If she is, I got to make sure she can hold them for 10 days, which is going to cost us probably around $3,000. And then we, of course, once that is done, we're pretty much set. It's just saving up the last little bit of money for the time that we're in North Dakota or in Pennsylvania. I do want to go see a good friend of mine. His name is Josh. Technically, his screen name is Josh Uwu over on Twitch. He's a tattoo artist in Pennsylvania, and he only lives 45 minutes away from Harrisburg. And I'm like, look, listen, I'm going to need you, right? I'm going to need you to do a tattoo for me. I would like to get a Roxy tattoo, since Roxy is what is parachuting me into this new creative space in my life. I want to get a Roxy tattoo, and I want to get her somewhere where she can be seen, like at the top of my wrist here or something like that. But I want to get a Roxy tattoo, and I'm like, I would like for him to do it. And he said, as long as I can, link up with him, he can do it. And I was like, let's freaking go. So I'm going to have my friend Buck draw up the Roxy, and then I'm going to take the Roxy to Josh, and then Josh is going to hopefully tattoo on me. Now, if this happens, he, of course, will stream it. So, yeah, there's that. So, yeah, I'm just super excited because, like, everything with Twitch is going great. A lot of folks are still coming over from YouTube that are discovering us over there. Folks that don't want to come over are enjoying the replays here on YouTube, which I love because that just gives you guys extra content and a lot more extra, like, watching and, you know, time to get your projects worked on. So yeah. And who doesn't always want to sit down and get projects done? And plus, it's a long form video, so you can watch it, you know, at your leisure. You can pause it and stop it and come back to it. So it's great for both aspects, because I'm getting extra content for here on, like, I could literally put up a video almost every day here on YouTube, and it wouldn't make a lick of difference. Also, if you got to this point of the video, has spring sprung where you live? Meaning, are you still seeing snow, or has spring sprung where you're not seeing snow anymore? Or let me know down in the comments, because where I live, there's still 8 feet of snow on the ground. Okay, so with that said, it's very much still winter here, and it sucks, and I hate it, but it's just how things go. It's where we live. So yeah, there was something else I was about to say. Oh, that's what it is. Just a heads up. There's no Diamond Art Club sneak peek on my channel this week. They revised the list and like when they're releasing the kit that I was supposed to release this weekend. So you guys will get a sneak peek next week, but it won't be this week. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I reminded myself to let you guys know that, because I know the days that I don't put up sneak peeks, I will get messages from people asking if everything's okay or if I forgot to put it up. So yeah, no, I'm not going to forget to put it up. It's already literally uploaded, rendered, and everything ready to go for next week. I had it uploaded for this week because I was supposed to be taking the week off this week. And essentially I am. I just have like one video to record this week, and that's it. But other than that, like, I am essentially on break. So yeah. Because all my videos are recorded for the next 2 weeks, and minus like my whipping chats, which I like to do on the day of or the day before, just so they're relevant, and I'm not telling you stuff from like, you know, a week ago or some crap. Like, I'm not putting up a whipping chat and then putting it up next week when it's not relevant anymore. So yeah, other than my whipping chats, like all the other videos are recorded for the week. So this is really the only day that I record now. If I can keep the motivation to keep this going, I should be good. I should be good. But it's rare, especially right now, because I haven't been ordering a whole lot of diamond paintings, because I've gotten to the point where I'm not going to say I'm on a no buy, but I want to try to get some of these kits, you know, down that I've ordered or that have been sent here for review. I want to try to get through some of these kits, and I don't expect my completers to do all of the kits for me. I do very much want to complete a lot of the kits myself. It's just there's not enough time in the day. There's just not enough time in the day, and some of those kits are massively huge. So yeah, so there won't be a sneak peek this week, which is fine. You guys will get it next week. You'll be super excited about it, I promise. The kids are doing great. Mr. Coffee's doing great. The animals are doing great. Matter of fact, yesterday I was talking to my friend Buck and a few other folks over there. I've made a lot of really good friendships over on Twitch, and I'm super happy about them, and I think that's part of the reason why I've gained my mojo back. Is because I'm making some new friends, and I'm actually socializing with people, and it's not just well, I stream, and I'm going to stream once a week, and then you guys get some videos, and that's it. I actually have a better connection with people over there than I do on YouTube, because it's not as distant, like, you know what I mean. So I was talking to my friends Buck and Jomio and Commander Shefford and Shadow, and we were just having a good time, and Buck was creating some more overlays for my stream. Buck is my artist for the stream work that I get done. So I had him, I have him revamping my overlays and stuff, and they look so cute, and I can't wait to show everybody what they look like. But I was talking to them yesterday about stuff, and they were asking me questions about YouTube, they typically do. Most people do when they are interested in starting YouTube, which I think Jomio already has a YouTube, but Buck just started his YouTube. Shadow, of course, ain't trying to get no YouTube. But as I'm sitting here talking to them, I about shit my pants, because I'm sitting here minding my own crafty business. I'm talking to them, and out the corner of my eye, you ever be sitting down crafting, and you're just in your own little world crafting, and out the corner of your eye you see something move, and you're like, what the is that? And you look around, and you're like, oh snap. and something definitely did move, but it takes you a few minutes before you realize what it is, and then it's something stupid like a shirt hanging on a chair next to a breeze coming through the window. Like, well, I'm sitting here talking to them, and out the corner of my eye, I see something move, and of course, my first thought is Maggie. No, it wasn't Maggie. Here, Anais had came into my craft room, got onto my craft shelf, knocked down a set of my markers. And because she's knocking it down on a pillow, so she's not knocking it down on the floor. So if you're wondering why I didn't hear the noise, that's why. It's because she knocked it down on the floor, or the pillow. She knocks it on the pillow that Killian likes to lay on over there. And then she started dragging it to the kitchen, and it's not until it hit the kitchen that I heard the noise. And then I see her trying to drag this gigantic thing of markers through my kitchen. And I'm like, where are you stashing that? Like, so somewhere in my house, my ferrets are doing adult coloring because, they were trying to steal my markers. And I'm like, where are you taking that? Like, the markers are bigger than you. You're barely 2 pounds. Like, where are you taking the markers? So the ferrets are doing well. They're still stealing stuff. Have I found my key? No. Have I found anything that I've lost? No, I lied. I did find one of my sandals that I was missing for, like, what, the last year and a half? I did find one of the sandals, when I did the cleaning up last week. I found it in a tube. So they have tubes that run throughout the house, all right? And some of the tubes stay out all the time, some of them don't. And one of the tubes that stays out all the time had a bunch of shoes in it. Mostly Maggie's shoes, but then some of my shoes as well. And I don't know why they go after our shoes. Like, why are they going after the female shoes? And well, Orion keeps his shoes upstairs in his room anyways, so I guess there's that. Mr. Coffee's boots are too heavy for them to drag around, so I guess me and Maggie's shoes would be the best bet. Now, I'm not typically upset about this because, one, I rarely ever wear shoes as it is, and two, usually I end up finding them in a reasonable amount of time. So, I was cleaning up last week to get ready for the folks to come in, and sure enough, right behind the couch, as I lifted the couch up, it just started raining shoes. And I'm just like, what the flip? So we found the shoe stash and where they like to hide shoes. So if nothing else, I know where to look for my shoes from now on. So the ferrets, they're doing perfectly fine. They're fine. They're fine. I'm trying to do this last symbol before I let you guys go. So it's a little last symbol right here, just so I don't have to cover it up with anything. This kit is absolutely adorable, and though it did cost a pretty penny, the quality of it does seem super nice. Mooney Maid did leave a comment on that video, but I haven't read it yet. Mostly because I haven't been checking my comments. I've been really bad at that lately. I do apologize. It's been taking me a little bit longer. And that's just me being lazy. It's not like, there's not like, you know, anything going on or whatever. It's just me being lazy. Like, by the end of the day, I'm so tired. I don't care about pretty much anything. And I'm just like, I'm going to sleep. So that's what I've been doing. But I'll take a look at that to see what she has to say about the video. I'm pretty sure she'll just probably be commenting on the fact that I kept saying that it was expensive, because it was. And then I have the unboxing coming from Jay's Gem Shop as well. Her kits are hella expensive too, and I have an issue with it already. But I'm going to not let that issue impact my decision on the kit and like my whatever. But when I ordered the kit, I only ordered a kit from this shop because someone came into my Twitch live stream and said that they were better than DAC. And I was like, when people make such bold claims, I immediately go, well, then I have to check them out because I love DAC. And if they're better, hell yeah, let's go. So I go to check out the shop and realize, one, they're super expensive. Two, have you tried a Jade's Gem Shop? I'll be asking again in that video. But have you tried a Jade's Gem Shop? Now, again, I don't like comparing companies because each company has their flaws. Each company has their pros and cons and whatnot. So I don't like comparing companies. But when this person said that they were better than Diamond Art Club, like my first thought was, well, let's go see why they say this. And then they were like, but just keep a heads out. They're a little bit more expensive than Diamond Art Club. And I'm like, well, it can't be that bad. Y'all, it was that bad. It was that bad. It was that bad. I paid like $80 for a 40x40. Like, what the flip? So I'll have a review of that probably tomorrow. So will it be tomorrow? No. Y'all won't get that tomorrow. Y'all will get that Saturday, maybe? I gotta figure out when that video is gonna go up, but it will not go up tomorrow. Y'all have an Orloa video coming up, and I gotta figure out when exactly that video for Jade's Gym Shop will go up, because I don't like putting stuff up on Fridays. Fridays are known as DAC days, so if anything goes up on a Friday, it's gonna be a DAC. That's a day that's dedicated to DAC. And it has been for like the last few years, and I'm not going to change it just because the schedule changed. So I'm not going to put up anything on Friday. I will be still going live on Friday here on YouTube, though. So if you're available, you feel free to join us. We go live at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So there is that. And we got 2 sections done on our diamond painting. How cute is that? Now, this is a simpler kit, which is something that I'm not used to doing. So it is going to move a little bit faster. But I think it's turning out completely adorable, and I love it so far, so I can't wait to keep working on this. I will be working on this off camera and on camera if I get a chance, so if I do have more progress on it, that's what's happening. But with that said, y'all, I gotta let you guys go. But thank you guys so much for coming in on this little adventure of what's happening in the coffee house. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, if you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the video, I don't care either way. Just some kind of interaction to let the Twitch gods know that somebody was watching this. So thank you guys so much again for being here. I really appreciate it. And until next time, you guys stay safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face in public. Keep your 6 feet. And always try to remember to be kind to others, because you never know what somebody else is going through, y'all. Be courteous because it's the right thing to do. And always stay cool. Bye, guys.